here we are in Barcelona in Spain. It's race number 15 of the GTCC 602 Championship. And the driver standings, we are position number 1 in the Toyota Celica GT4. In position 2 is Mikey Doble in the Maserati with 245 points, quite a difference between the two of us. In third is Aaron Tyler Smith in the Subaru Impreza with 228. And then we have a tie for 4th position with Tom Ingram in the Porsche 911 and Ashley Sutton in the Toyota MR2. So it's pretty close and between those two. But yeah, let's get on to the race. Right, so here is the finishing order for our previous race, which it was at the Autodrome Lago Maggiore in Italy, and that means these are the positions that the drivers have qualified in for the start of today's race, which is Barcelona in Spain. It looks like it's going to be a seriously entertaining race, but in position number 1 is us, or me, driving the Toyota Celica GT4, Mikey Doble in 2nd in the Maserati, Ashley Sutton in 3rd in the MR2, Aaron Tyler Smith in 4th in the Subaru, Tom Ingram in 5th in the Porsche 911, Andrew Watson in 6th in the Porsche Cayman, Rob Huff in 7th in the Toyota Supra, Sam Osborne in 8th in the Mercedes AMG, Adam Morgan in 9th in the Jaguar F-Type, followed by Daniel Rowbottom in 10th in the Volvo V40, Josh Cook in 11th in the Honda Civic Type R, those two having a good battle in the middle of the pack there, the two front wheel drive cars. In 12th is Jake Hill in the Honda S2000, in 13th Colin Turkington in the Nissan Fairlady Z, 14th Tom Chilton in the Nissan Skyline GTR, Daryl DeLeon in 15th in the Ford Mustang GT. Behind him in 16th, Dan Zelos in the Audi TT, having a better race last time. Chris Smiley in 17th in the BMW M2 competition. And in 18th, Dan Camish in the Nissan GTR from 2017. Aidan Moffat in 19th in the Alfa Romeo Giulia, and in position number 20 is Nick Halstead in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. He's got a lot to prove out there today after a horrendous start last week, which put him right at the back of the pack and finishing up last week. So let's see how he does in this one. Hopefully, for his sake, he can move up in the order and make up some places. Anyway, it's about time to race, so let's get out there. And we're about to go racing here in Barcelona in Spain. And the race is on. A great start by Mikey Doble, moving straight into first position. We're in the Celica in position number 2, but short-lived. Aaron Tyler Smith moves out into 2nd position in the Subaru WRX. We've got Ashley Sutton behind us in the red MR2. Behind him, the Toyota Supra of Rob Huff. Overtakes him, but whoa, somebody off the track there. I don't know who that was, can't really see, but we are in position number 3. Aaron Tyler Smith ahead of us in the Subaru WRX, and out in front, as usual, is Mikey Doble in the Maserati Gran Turismo S. Ashley Sutton behind us in the Toyota MR2. He's got back ahead of Rob Huff in the Supra, but we're looking for a way past Aaron Tyler Smith, and we get it. He moves back into 3rd position. Mikey Doble still in the lead. We're trying to chase him down, but it looks like he's got some decent pace on that car today, looking nice and composed so far, and he looks like he's getting away from us in the Maserati. Ashley Sutton trying to catch up with Aaron Tyler Smith, and he's got Adam Morgan right behind him in the Jaguar. You will see them entering the screen in a second, but we're in 2nd, and whoa, getting the car slid out. Barely holding that. Cold tyres on that car, and they haven't warmed up yet, so a little bit too eager on the power, and that is definitely going to let Aaron Tyler Smith catch up with us. As you can see, he's right on our tail. Adam Morgan still chasing Aaron Tyler Smith, but he has obviously got past Ashley Sutton in the red MR2. The Jaguar looking like he's looking for a top 5 finish here today, and looking like he's definitely going to get it if he's going to race that way. He's already in 4th, chasing the Subaru of Aaron Tyler Smith. You can see Mikey Doble already got a massive lead over us in position number 2. The Jaguar closing in on Aaron Tyler Smith. This one looking like it's going to be a really quick race out here today. The Celica looking a little bit slippy out there, and Ashley Sutton and Colin Chilton looks like Tom Chilton looked like they're both going into the pits. They must have had some kind of damages to repair, because it is way too early for tyres or fuel. And slide the Toyota Celica around the corner, trying to get the best line out and chase down Mikey Doble in that Maserati. He's really putting pedal to metal and getting a big lead on us. Looks like we almost went off the track there. Just waiting to see if the judges give us any kind of penalty. It doesn't look like it, so that looked like it was legal. They seem to think so. Otherwise we would have had a penalty to work off, which we didn't. Adam Morgan in position number 3 now. So we got the Jaguar behind us, the HSBC Jaguar of Adam Morgan, looking like he is hunting us down, and with the intent of getting into the top 2. And it's Aaron Tyler Smith back down into 4th position in the Subaru. We don't really see that too often. That car really nicely balanced. But the big Jaguar and the big Maserati looking to be really smooth out here today. So in 4th we have Aaron Tyler Smith. In 5th, Tom Ingram in the Porsche. In 6th, Sam Osborne in the AMG Mercedes. Colin Turkington in 7th. The Porsche Cayman GT4, we're sliding the Toyota Celica out, getting that rear end slightly loose, and we're chasing the Maserati. This is the quickest section for us through here. The tight squiggles on the track, those will definitely be where we can make up the ground. This track seeming to have lots more straights than tight turns, which will definitely play into the hands of the strength of the big V8s. As you can see, the Maserati way up ahead, we're battling to keep up with it, and we've got Adam Morgan in the Jaguar, another V8 car that is creeping up behind us. We have got a slipstream on Mikey Doble, looking for the pass here, down the start-finish straight, side by side, coming down the straight, and do we get it? Who's going to break first here? That is going to be, oh my word. We seem to get the better of him in the under-braking. The Maserati quite a lot heavier, but he gets past us, and we're back into 2nd position, slipping in behind him, trying to keep the car out of the wind resistance that we would get if we weren't tucked in behind under that big fin of the Maserati. The Jaguar obviously closing in on us there too, as you can see, but oh, too wide out onto the grass. Oh, getting nailed by the Jaguar, and somebody else has hit us as well. 2 big impacts on the Toyota Celica. We got penalties for hitting the barrier, 1.229. My word, back onto the track, and now we have to tap off and work the penalty away. All the way back down to 12th position we go, and wow, Jake Hill all of a sudden has got one of the normal race leaders right at the back of the pack with him, or not really at the back, but the middle of the pack, I should say. But here we go, trying to fight our way back to the front. Mikey Doble was somebody we were really struggling to keep up with today, and now he's out in the lead and is on his own with Adam Morgan, the 2 big V8s, the Maserati of Mikey Doble and the Jaguar of Adam Morgan out in front in 1st and 2nd. Aaron Tyler Smith doing well for the lightweight 4x4 cars, or the four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive cars. That's the WRX Subaru. But we are in position number 11 now, chasing Daniel Rowbottom in the Volvo, trying to work our way back to the front of the grid here of the lineup. But Adam Morgan and Aaron Tyler Smith both going into the pits. So those are the 2 cars that swiped into the side of the Toyota Celica in that accident. So those 2 obviously got damages they need to sort out. So they are into the pits. That's definitely going to affect where they finish up today, because their pit stop strategies now will be completely out of the window. We move into 8th position, chasing Daryl DeLeon in the Mustang. The Falcon Mustang, really powerful car, that really great car, but not really finding its way up to the front of the grid very much through the course of this championship. We're looking down the outside to see if we can get around the outside of the Mustang. maybe not a good line to be thinking of taking, seeing that we ran it wide last time and got spun off the track, but we switch over onto the inside and that becomes the outside on the next turn, and we get the Mustang. We've got Dan Camish ahead of us now in the GTR, the Advan GTR. So another four-wheel drive car, and obviously we know that the GTRs are a force to be reckoned with out here in the GTCC and the BTCC championships. But the Toyota Celica more than holding its own out here, proving to be a very, very good choice for these types of races. Looking on the outside onto the rumble strips right on the outskirts of the track and fighting our way through. Elbows out today, we're not going to be pulling any punches. We need to get to the front of this grid and try to fight for that position. Mikey Doble's still in the lead, but it's Tom Ingram in the Porsche who has moved up into position number 2. We've got a Porsche in front of us, the FedEx livery GT4 Cayman, and he is putting pressure on the Z33 of Colin Turkington. We move in front of the Porsche, now we're on the back of Turkington's Z33. That is a very quick car in front in a straight line. So I'm looking to get the pass done here, but I think that car might be a bit too quick for us. It's Adam Morgan though in the Jaguar that's set the quickest lap of the race thus far, and as I thought, it's Turkington that is quicker down the straight, but he does run the car quite wide. But we aren't able to capitalize on that and make the best of it, so we stick in position number 4, but we'll have to bide our time and see if we can get that pass done, which we do. We get it into position number 3, Colin Turkington behind us in the Z33 Fair Lady and the Porsche behind him, so it's a nice tight race here in position 3, 4 and 5 at the moment. Mikey Doble's still in the lead, Tom Ingram in second in the Porsche, but still quite some distance behind the race leader, Mikey Doble. That Maserati is really flying out ahead of everybody, and it seems like if we can't get our act together here in the Toyota Celica today, we may not be able to win this race. The Maserati really looking composed out there, nice and smooth racing by him, and very little wrong with what he's done today. On the other hand, we are looking a little bit clamoury out there, like we can't seem to find the right race lines, looking a little bit desperate at times thus far. So, but nonetheless, carrying some decent speed, being able to fight our way back from all the way back in 12th position, back down to position number 3. We're on the podium already, but the race is far from over. We are on lap number 5 now. Adam Morgan still with the quickest lap of the race with a 2:02.264. So but here we go, we'll see if we can challenge that coming down for this lap. And it's a 2:01.893. We've bettered the best time of the race. A 2:01.893. Now the time to beat, held by the Toyota Celica as we chase down the Porsche 911 GT3. Colin Turkington and Daniel Rowbottom going into the pits right now. Both of them with only 9% fuel left in those cars. They'll switch tyres as well, most likely, and get back on the track and carry on with the fight. But at the moment, we are still in position number 3 with Andrew Watson behind us. We've made quite a gap on him, and we are trying to close the gap on Tom Ingram's Porsche right now. Mikey Doble is still leading the race, and can't really even see him. He's so far ahead. That is a really big concern for us today. We're going to have to see what we can do with pit stop strategies to see if we can maybe get to the front of the pack and take that lead somehow, seeing if we can use that to our advantage. But at the moment, looking pretty quick, catching up with the Porsche 911 of Tom Ingram. Really nice looking car, that Porsche. But there's Mikey Doble up ahead, so it looks like the Porsche and the Castrol Supra, Castrol Celica, I beg your pardon, catching up with the race leader at the moment. Maybe he's taking it a little bit easy because he had quite a lead on him, just maybe saving fuel. and trying to see if he can keep that car out a little bit longer. That will obviously shorten his final pit stop for the day if he can do that, which is a very clever way of getting the pit stops to work for you. But at the moment he's got it all going his way. Not much in the form of challenges by anybody right now, but he does go into the pits. We follow suit, and we shoot in behind him. Tom Ingram in the Porsche in position number 3, also in the pits, as does Andrew Watson. He comes in as well, as does Daryl De Leon. So the top 5 in the pits at the moment. I'm sure that it's not going to be the last of them, depending on fuel use of the various cars out there. But everybody coming in very, very similar times. So it is going to remain pretty tight up at the front by the look of it, and that is a good place to be. Always good for exciting racing. But here we come into the pits. The guys ready for us. Up goes the jacks, and then on the tyres go, and the guys filling up the fuel. We're going to fill up right away to 100%, as does everybody else. 99% for Ingram and Doble. I'm not sure why they didn't fill up all the way, but we are going to waste quite a lot of time here getting the car repaired. That is going to drop us down a few more places than usual. We are coming out behind the Porsche of Andrew Watson, and he's getting in the way. You can see us hard on the brakes there coming out of the pit lane, and I think there's definitely going to be a lot of frustration there on our part. You can hear the horn going there if you really listen carefully. But into position number 10, not happy with the FedEx Porsche Cayman GT4 at the moment. Ashley Sutton trying to hold us off there. He runs the car a little bit wide. Little MR2 not really holding pace with the Castrol Celica at the moment. We also get Sam Osborne in the AMG, so we move into position number 8 behind Rob Huff in the Toyota Supra. He is looking pretty slow through that section too to get around him, and we get around on the inside of the Mustang and Aaron Tyler Smith's WRX. So now we're back onto the back of Tom Ingram, who's in position number 4, and Adam Morgan in position number 3. We still hold the quickest lap of the race, so we know the car is definitely capable of getting the win here if we can just keep the lap times constant, and that is proving to be quite difficult at the moment. The car seems to be a little bit on the twitchy side out there, but we do get ahead of Adam Morgan's Jaguar, and that is a good sign because that car was really running quickly earlier on. Jake Hill ahead of us now. There's Honda S2000 in the Rothmans livery. That car really looks amazing, and it is running a lot better today. This track seemed to work a little bit better for the setup of that car, but I don't think he's going to be in position number 2 for much longer. The Celica seems to be a little bit more competitive out there than the Honda S2000, but nonetheless it is still Mikey Doble out in front, quite a way out front. Several car lengths behind is us in the number 74 Castrol Celica. As you can see us there trying to chase him down. He's way too far back to be able to get a slipstream. A couple of other guys going in the pits, Jake Hill one of them, and here comes the Maserati, and there we come in the Toyota Celica. We will brake a lot later than the Maserati there because that car is a lot heavier than the Celica. Here we come around the bend, and you can see how much time we have made up on that car through the chicane area, right under the fin of the Maserati, and we get past Mikey Doble into first position. It's taken us a few laps to get here, but we are in first position again. But oh my words, braking a little bit too late there. I think the pressure from having Mikey Doble's massive Maserati out there behind us, just a little bit too much, and putting too much pressure on ourselves to keep that position, and braking too late and getting it wrong there. Off the track though, and no penalties fortunately, but nonetheless that is going to cause a massive delay getting back onto the track and getting the car back up to speed. As you can see there, a very, very big gap between us and the race leader right now. Adam Morgan also catching up quite a lot in the Jaguar, the HSBC Jaguar, one of my favorite cars out here. Oh, running wide again. The Celica looking, like we said a little bit earlier, looking a little bit twitchy and a little bit haphazard out there, not quite as smooth and calm and collected as the Maserati. Even the Jaguar seems to be a lot more poised, even with it being quite a powerful rear-wheel drive that likes to kick out that back end. But Mikey Doble running really smoothly out there, and just not, well, the Castrol Celica just not looking to be as poised, if you know what I mean. Lack of descriptions there, but he does move over to the right. They're trying to get in our way and trying to drive defensively, but we get a really good launch out of the turn back there, and we have got the lead back from Mikey Doble. So I don't think this is going to last very long though, unless we can race nice and smooth, with the car looking very, very jittery out there. Sam Osborne is going into the pits now with the Mercedes AMG. He was right down at 8th position, but you can see there the Maserati just not allowing us to get away. We still have the quickest lap of the race at 201.893, but not being able to keep that constant is causing a big problem for us. Mikey Doble in the Maserati is seeming to be able to keep that car nice and smooth throughout the entire race, keeping his lap times nice and constant, not putting the car into any dangerous situations. But us, on the other hand, trying really hard to keep the Maserati at bay, and that is causing some really big issues with handling. Just trying to push the car a little bit more than what it can handle at times, getting the car slid out, hitting the brakes too late, running the car a little wide where we shouldn't. There's another slide. As you can see, Mikey Doble nice and flat, no spinning around for him at all, no spinning out those wheels, the back end nice and planted, and he's just easily putting on so much pressure onto us and allowing us to make all the mistakes. So we need to calm down, just worry about what's ahead of us and not too much about what's behind. The Maserati gets very, very quick on the straights, but we do have the advantage through the twisty sections, and there are two of them where we could obviously make up a lot more ground than we have been if we could just keep the car within the lines. Another big slide, but this is the quickest section of the track, so we shouldn't lose any ground here. We should still be able to make a gap, and this is exactly what we need, pulling out the lead, because the Maserati is probably going to reel us in over the straights. But running the car a little bit too far down the inside line. The judges say no thank you, we do not like that. Here's a 2.5 second penalty, so off the gas, and Mikey Doble moves on past as we move over for him under penalty, and we're back on the power again. Now we've got to make up all of that ground again and redo everything that we've been trying to do over the last 3 laps, trying to keep Mikey Doble behind us. But one slight error, and that's the end of it. Mikey Doble back into the lead, and we've created a lot more work for ourselves. You can see how far behind Tom Ingram is in the Porsche GT3 911. A lot of work for him to do if he wants to get onto the back of us, but in the same token, a lot of work for us to do if we want to get ahead of that Maserati again. Tyres are looking pretty good, but we are using the hards, but you can see the wear on the front tyres really, really heavy in comparison to the rear tyres. They're having to work really hard here with all the turns that we're taking. A great move down the inside. We steal the lead from Mikey Doble, but he fights back, elbows out, and he sticks the big Maserati in the tiny little gap and gets the car past. But it's a great exit for us onto the start-finish straight, and it's side by side. We've got the run on the Maserati, but will he be able to get past us? We sneak in ahead of him and block his race line, so he most likely would have got ahead of us there, but we are able to brake a little bit later than the Maseratis, but probably shouldn't, because the car is looking a little bit unsettled out there. So we keep the lead, but the car definitely sliding around. You can hear the squealing of the tyres. They are really at their limit out there. So the Maserati looking so much more planted and so much more at ease with what needs to be done out here today. Just looking so scrappy in the Celica. Just too much pressure from that big Maserati. Aaron Tyler Smith in the Subaru going into the pits right now. He's got 63% of his fuel, so he's going to just top it up and just fill it up with as much as he needs to complete the race. Not much time left, so under 7 minutes left of this event. We are in the lead, but we have got a very determined looking Mikey Doble in the Maserati hunting us down, just waiting for us to make the mistakes, keeping the pressure on. A very, very calculated race by him here today. So smooth, so professional, and we are looking rather like a rookie out here today in comparison. Just too jittery, too nervous behind the wheel, and making silly mistakes trying to hold off that Maserati. Nice tight turns. This is where we can make the difference. Maserati won't be as quick through there as the very, very lightweight and agile Toyota Celica. And there we go, another quickest lap of the race. That's what we need. We need a lot more of those. A 2:01.291. We've beaten the quickest lap of the race, but nonetheless, we have still got Mikey Doble behind us in the Maserati, and he's not going to let that fly. He's going to be closing that gap as much and as quickly as he can, and putting on the pressure again, because he knows when the pressure's on, we kind of get nervous, we get the car off the track, making silly mistakes, trying to push too hard, instead of maybe playing it a little bit cooler and playing it a little bit smarter with our defending. But at the moment, we are in the lead, still a few car lengths ahead, and oh, a big slide coming through that turn there. Look how smooth the Maserati comes through in comparison, and we would have lost a lot of time there with that sideways action. The Celica showing its rally roots out there, but that's not what we're here to do today. This is an asphalt track, a GTCC race, and we were lucky not to get a penalty there, because the car was very nearly off the track on the inside turn as well. So that is normally where the judges pull out the scorecards and chuck in the penalties. Keeping the car revs as high as possible, keeping the turbos running, keeping those turbos spooled up, car in the power range. It's looking good so far. Nicely over the sausages with the Maserati, now a little bit further behind than it was last time. And into the pits we go. No damages this time around, only tyres to change, and we will only need to put in enough fuel to finish the race. Less than 4 minutes left, so we should probably put in a maximum of 3 laps worth of fuel. Anywhere between 2 and 3 laps should do it. But Mikey Doble in the pits, Tom Ingram in the pits in the Porsche, Daryl De Leon in the Porsche in the pits with the Mustang, and here comes some more. Andrew Watson with the Porsche GT4 Cayman comes in as well. Here we come, the guys are ready for us. We're going to need a new set of tyres, and we're going to top up the fuel. No damages this time round, so it'll be a quick stop for a change, and out we go. And we come out behind Mikey Doble. Despite us going into the pits first, he gets a quicker pit stop, and he's out first. And now we've got our work cut out for us. Less than 4 minutes, less than 3 minutes of the race remaining, and we've got to get in front of that Maserati and keep him there. Get out in front and defend for the rest of the race. We do get it We do get the car out in front. Mikey Doble tucks in behind us now with the Maserati. He's going to wait for us to make the mistakes. He's going to sit behind us, create the pressure, and make sure that we feel his presence. And there he goes, looking like he's going out a little bit too wide, but he's on a perfect race line for the setup of that car. And there we see the Maserati chasing the little Celica, stalking his prey. We know that the Celica's quick. We just need to make sure that we keep it in between the lines, in between the barriers and on the track. You see the different race lines there. The Celica all the way out on the right, the Maserati coming out wide with its immense bulk and heavy engine, heavy bodywork, but so much power. Complete opposite to the Castrol Celica, very lightweight, 4 cylinders, big turbos, and the Maserati, a massive V8. And we got a penalty for cutting the track. We're going to need to move over off the race line, let Mikey Doble through, and there he goes. He shoots through into position number 1 to rerun the car wide again. Very smart move by Mikey Doble there, taking the wide line, leaving us nowhere to go, and into the sand we go. Now we're chasing him. Looks like we might be in a slipstream here. He moves over to the right to break it. We stay out in the same line and out wide. We're going to try to get the undercut through here. Hopefully we can get that done. We are quicker through this section, but nonetheless it's Mikey Doble on full power, full attack through there, and he retains position number 1. The two cars locked in battle for many laps so far. Nice wide line by the Celica, and off the track again, and we've done it. We've overdone it again. Another big penalty, 1.5 seconds for hitting the barrier. There's less than 1 minute left, and we are just allowing Mikey Doble to fly away from us. There's no way we're going to be able to catch up with him now. There's just too much of a gap for less than 1 lap. And the Toyota Celica put up a great fight here today, but unfortunately this is just not going to be enough. It's going to be too much of a job for us to get the Celica out in front. All we can do now is bring it home, keep Tom Ingram behind us in that Porsche. Daryl De Leon also in the runnings here. Going to be a top 5 finish for him in the Mustang. You can see Mikey Doble there way in the distance, taking the next turn. We're only halfway through the straight, coming up to the big left-hander, or the tight left-hander. Mikey Doble powering through. We're going to try our best to keep up with that car. We'll try to get every single ounce of power we can out of this car, but it's just going to be too late. You can see how hard we're working to try and keep that car in the power band and in the acceleration, but there is the distance between the two. Mikey Doble crosses the line. It's a second place for us in the Toyota Celica. Mikey Doble definitely out racing us here today. A very, very classy performance by the Maserati driver. A very, very, very messy race by us in the Toyota Celica here today. Just not quite on the ball. A little too nervous, a little too edgy, and we lose the race through simple errors that were quite plainly avoidable. But here is the final race results for today. It's Mikey Doble in first. We take second place. Tom Ingram in third in the 911 GT3. Daryl De Leon's Mustang in fourth. In fifth, Aaron Tyler Smith in the Impreza. In 6th, Andrew Watson in the Cayman GT4. In 7th, Jake Hill in the S2000. Driver number 8 is Ashley Sutton in the MR2. In 9th position, Colin Turkington in the Fairlady Z. In 10th, Sam Osborne in the Mercedes AMG. In 11th, Adam Morgan in the Jaguar F-Type. Dan Camish comes in 12th, the GTR. Josh Cook 13th in the Civic Type R. Daniel Rowbottom 14th in the Volvo V40. In 15th, Rob Huff in the GR Supra. 16th held by Nick Halstead in the V8 Vantage. Chris Smiley comes in 17th in the BMW M2. Tom Chilton comes in 18th in the Skyline R33. Dan Zelos in 19th in the Audi TT. And it is Aidan Moffat in position number 20 in the Alfa Giulia. Well, that's about it for us for today, guys. We'll play out with the cinematic of the best driver of the day. And, yep, that's it for us. So drive safely, take care. We'll see you on the track.